Oh, hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation community. And welcome to another Dr. Sherman's Office Hours, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director here at Site 42 of the SCP Foundation, and I am joined today by Puppy of Interest 42, codename Charlie. She is having a particularly sad day because Agent Goose, the on-site animal wrangler, otherwise known as Mummy, has left her all alone, and she is so sad. And so I have to give her a proper allotment of treats and sitting on laps so that she does not whine and bork and make the stream untenable. So until the resident animal wrangler Agent Goose returns, we have a Puppy of Interest 42 Charlie, who of course says hello. Hello to everyone from Puppy of Interest 42. And so, we have a Charlie for the time. We also have a stream to run though. The work never stops. So, hello there Site 42 staff, it is I, and welcome to another Dr. Sherman's Office Hours, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. As always, I am here to answer your dark and mysterious questions about this, well, dark and mysterious place of employment we call the SCP Foundation. So whether you have questions about the anomalies we contain, the staff who contain them, the groups of interest who try to stop us from containing them, or hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview, perhaps they're from a different multiverse or pataphysical narrative level, i.e. fandom, we are here for the next, I'd say 2-ish hours, maybe 3 if we're feeling pretty zesty. So, before we begin, a little bit of housekeeping. First and foremost, Lucas the intern, congratulations on being our #1 most punctual member of today's Containment Hazard Assessment team, i.e. congratulations on being first chatter. Oh, baby girl, don't whine. You're good. Everything's fine in the world. You're good. I'm good. Treats are good. Everybody loves... Oh. You don't want the treat right now? You don't need that. Oh, there you go. Snackies for the baby. Congratulations on being first chatter, Lucas the intern. Meanwhile, Rave Haven, Amber Chaos, 369 Destroyer, Senior Researcher Alex, Silent Follower. Hey, long time no see. Hope you've been doing well. Chris and I are Wolf Boy, Fanta, Slothful, Alki, not named John, Pixel Paradin, Titanborn. I know, she'll be back soon. She went to go get some food. She hungry. You hungry? You hungry for attention. Yes. And Affleck. And Fennekin. Researcher Tundra. Everyone here who I've just named, thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being members of Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. On top of which, Evil Floppa, Azur's Fan, Dr. History Lover, Intern Hunter Mark, and Annie Stars. Welcome to today's stream. Thank you for being punctual and thank you for being here. Just for being you. Calm down, little baby. She gonna be right back. That's my nostrils. Yes, they're very clean thanks to you. She's very good at cleaning nostrils. That's her favorite thing. Continuing on. Housekeeping, I forgot yesterday. A couple of donations at the end of stream. I was in a rush to get to the Green Day concert / Bad Bunny concert. It was very fun to watch. I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it if you watched it as well. Dragon Wolf from yesterday, thank you for sending a couple thumbs uppies to the Containment Hazard Assessment team for yesterday. And J Dubs, thank you for your first day's donation to yesterday's stream. I hope you had some good nachos on your way passing the commissary. All right, now I can close yesterday's. Oh, I will turn off the fan. Even though I am quite warm, I can feel you shivering. So I will turn the fan off. And hopefully that will help you to relax and you don't have to shiver so much, you little one. I will sweat so you may live. Is that okay? Is that okay? You're quite welcome. Where was I? So, that was all the intros. Yes, reminder everyone, today's stream is sponsored by us here at Site 42. Here at Site 42, we are sponsoring ourselves with the Reservoir Docs t-shirt, which if I take my hand off of Puppy Adventures 42, she will be even sadder and whinier, so I cannot not do that right now. But the link in our description / the link in our pinned chat leads to the Site 42 Reservoir Docs t-shirt. If you enjoy cool SCP Foundation merch commissioned from SCP artists, maybe enjoy the Reservoir Docs t-shirt on our behalf, and thank you for supporting the channel, and thank you Site 42 for sponsoring Site 42. Crystals, intern Chrissy, and intern LFC, welcome to Site 42 staff, thank you for subscribing. Now, you're okay. The Site 42 chat is very happy to see you. Happy little girl. All right. So, now I am done with the housekeeping. The stream subject... Oh, you want to live in my jacket now. There's not much jacket to live in. What if I do like we do when I have my bathrobe on? And we just take you, and we set you in your little belly. Nope. What if we turn you this way then? If you want to lay back here, can I put you here? Is that happy for you? No? Which way do you want to be? I apologize for the distraction, but the little baby requires care. So, I know you understand. Meanwhile, remember if you are shouting out Person of Interest 42 codename Charlie, then reminder that it is Charlie without the E. And if you can put a heart emoji over the I, or at least a heart emoji after, that would be preferable. Charlie without the E with a heart on the I. Yes, you were named after Charlie XCX, weren't you? Because basic bitches. All of us are. So, Mr. Tao Macaulay. Tao asks, what is the title for? The title is for today's stream subject, of course. And today's stream subject, although as long as I have a baby in my arms, I cannot so easily move the camera to show you. Today, the first on my list, see, yesterday was the Lady Gaga, Bad Bunny, Ricky Martin, Super Bowl halftime show. It was fantastic. I didn't understand a damn word of it, but my salsa dancing ass was on fire. That was great. Great show. But of course, there's haters. There's haters who watched a weird, washed-up, hip-hop rock star trailer trash wannabe, and they thought they were going to be a good competitor for the actual show. Spoiler, they weren't. But as they are such failures, I figure why not kick them while they're down and talk about some SCPs that rage against the machine. Because, of course, all art is political, and SCP is art. And so there is some politics in the SCP Foundation, and they usually end up on a pretty good time. Before I talk about those SCPs, reminder for all of you, joking about the superb owl, the Serpent's Hand is in ruins. Oh my lord. They have not been able to stop that superb owl from tearing up the sports section of the library all day long, all night long, and all day long again. So they are sore over there in the Serpent's Hand, with the Wanderer's Library sports section being completely upended. Just keep making fun of the fact that you don't like sports ball. That's what gives the superb owl its power. And the more you talk about the superb owl in such a witty, hipster, ironic way, the more it bothers those hippies. So I am entertained. Thank you for your service. So, the first on my list of Raging Against the Machine with SCPs. We have SCP-4581, codename the Anti-Racist Mixtape. SCP-4581 is a mixtape created by a member of Gamers Against Weed, because they're always a good time, not as a Foundation researcher, but at least they've got some good points. The Anti-Racist cassette tape, SCP-4581, is a single-sided cassette tape similar to the Dead Kennedys' 1981 album, In God We Trust. Charlie, have a snacky. Don't worry, be happy. Agent Goose will be back soon. You will be fine. SCP-4581 is this tape of the Dead Kennedys, but it's been anomalously rewritten in a manner where it plays certain copyrighted songs at extreme decibel levels, seemingly in order to drown out anyone who may or may not be talking. And because of that, it is used by the Gamers Against Weed member who created it, primarily for what's the phrase I'm looking for? Deplatforming racists on the internet. Because as you know, if you play copyright music in your streams, it's going to cause you a whole world of trouble in getting monetized, in getting shown on YouTube. And so by playing very, very loud copyrighted music, you can disable someone's stream quite easily. And in this case, that is what had happened. The other side of it also has the power to delete signals, audio, and things like that. So this is a very powerful weapon for disabling propagandists that you don't want talking. In this Gamer Against Weed member's case, that refers to those of the racist variety, which, after we talked about yesterday's superb owl, might be apparent why I would be talking about such a thing. You're okay, puppy of interest. She is so sad for now. She will be happy again. So, that is our starting subject. That'd be great against ice. You are correct, intern Tambari. That would probably be very useful against those ice soldiers. At least in their videotaping and trying to film things to look cool, which they never have and never will. No, they won't look cool. They won't look cool at all, will they? Nope, 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 nope. Don't worry, I got you. Agent Goose is just on a walk. She will be back. Drama queen, this one. Drama queen. Okay. Now, during that initial introduction, getting through, we're going to be talking about more of these anti-racist SCPs along the way, including some favorites we have talked about even recently. But I have to catch up on the donos first, so let me do a quick run. Chris and our Wolf Boy, thank you for your 8 months as a Mobile Task Force Captain here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. And you just yelled, puppy! Yes, sad puppy is still puppy. Little one, you are okay. You are okay. You are fine. Mm-hmm. Yep, lick my beard, if that's what makes you feel better. Oh, big yawn. Oh, you got me. Oh, wasn't expecting that. As a Seattle native, I had to watch the whole dang sports ball game, and it was so goddamn boring. 369 Destroyer. See, I didn't even intend to watch the game. I only intended to watch Green Day, Bad Bunny, and the et al. But I have a previously shameful history as a football enjoyer. Yes, as much of a nerd I am, my family had season tickets to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And although I don't watch football normally, if they are on, I will watch the Bucks. And I didn't intend to watch the Super Bowl because the Bucks weren't in it. But I started watching it while I was eating food before switching to video games. And damn it, they hooked me. And you're right, it was a boring game. It was two turtles defensively stopping each other. But one turtle did a better job. And that turtle wasn't the one wasn't owned by a racist, was it? No. No, that team did not win. So we're happy about that. Go Hawks. Anywho. Silent Follower, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself some pizza rolls on your way past the commissary. So cute. Also, hello, been a while. Yes, been a while. I hope you've been doing okay. And yes, Puppy of Interest 42, even when she's whining, she's very cute. If I let you off my lap, you are just going to yell and bark at the door. So really, it doesn't matter if I let you whine and bark here or at the door. Fine, I'll give you a minute, but you're going to complain. Because she's not here. Agent Goose is not here, so you are not going to find her. I let her see. Charlie. Here is a snacky. And here is a person who is actually here. I am actually here for you. All right, continuing on. Goose says, Green Day disappointed me a bit. I can understand that. You can only get away with so much on the Super Bowl. But, like jazz, you got to think about what they weren't saying. You got to hear the notes they weren't playing. Plus, I have been informed, this is rumored and I'm not sure, but apparently on international broadcasts, there were some things said that weren't said in America. I have no confirmation of that, but I would not be shocked at the United States government censoring things that they were not in liking of at this point. So, just keep that in mind as well. Rave Haven, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself some chips and salsa on your way past the commissary. Permission to give SCP-999 a gun? Reason funny. Well, only if it needs it. I mean, as I've already taught it firearms training to defend itself from the rubes who want to throw it in a blender. So let's just wait until the opportunity is right to arm SCP-999. Jonathan Peters, Aflac, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself some piraguas on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, I'd like to play Kingslayer on SCP-3636 so we can potentially install Clef as president. I like your moxie. I'll think about it. Truly a mommy's girl, huh? Truly a mommy's girl. Thankfully, she doesn't have any food guarding behaviors, anything like that. She does share his care very well. She is just clingy. Separation anxiety is what we got to deal with here. And that's even separation anxiety when I am even here. I don't even count enough, do I? I am barely passable as a help. Barely passable. Intern Canopses. Sir, I'm an intern. What do I do in here? I'm lost. You listen to the chat, obviously. We are here for an hour and 40 minutes more of questions and answers about the mysterious workings of the SCP Foundation. So ask some questions. What do you want to know? I'm here to educate you, after all. Researcher Tundra, thank you for your first donation. Today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a coconut on your way past the commissary. Oh no, this is doubling now that I've got the allergies, medicines aren't helping. My eyes. Oh no. I'm sticking it out for the baby. I'm sticking it out for the baby. Church of the Broken God, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. You group of interest who shouldn't actually be on our side, but whatever works. Where am I? Browser's refreshing. Oh, and you said I trapped Garaka in a trap. I do not know what a Garaka is. I do not know what a Garaka is, so I don't know if that's important, but I do like things being trapped in the first place. Things being trapped is great. That makes everyone happy at the Foundation, so good work. Appreciate your containment protocol statements. Here, Charlie, have a treat. I can't give her all the treats. I don't want her to have a tummy ache. Not named John, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a tamale on your way past the commissary. And you said Charlie Funds, thanks for everything you do, Doc. Well, thank you very much. I will definitely have some more treats for Charlie because of that. So thank you very much for your generosity. Charlie would thank you if she wasn't the most sad girl in the world because Agent Goose is on a walk. Literally just spent the whole morning together on a mission. Agent Goose goes on a walk. The world is ending. The world is ending. You will rescue me soon. Thank you, Agent Goose. The baby is so sad. According to Charlie, she lives with Goose, heart, and then that guy that sits in the closet talking to a rectangle every day and gives me treats and pets. Yeah, that's about right. Whiny baby, I got you. Yes, a beard bath is exactly what I needed, yes. All right, I'm doing my best to answer the chats, but it seems that I can only keep her if I have two hands. Otherwise, she gets really whiny. Nope, even two hands was not enough. Baby, it's fine. You are okay. Chat, tell her she is okay. Maybe she will believe you. Charlie, the chat thinks you are okay. Sad baby. Grow more arms this instant? Yes, I do wish that I could pull out extra arms for extra hugs. Obviously, the Foundation Fitness Initiative is all about being able to be strong so you can give strong hugs, and also for being able to run away from containment breaches, and also being able to lift furniture. But you also must worry about giving good hugs with multiple arms. And oh my God, Charlie. Oh, the sad farts are the strongest of all. Oh. Sad fart in a recording booth, and I can't use the fan because she doesn't like the fan. Help me. I am dying. Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, thank you for... Oh, look who it is. Look who it is, the most important person in the world. The most important person in the world who isn't me. Yes.
Are you a whiny baby? Are you a big whiny baby?
Well, there's evidence for the internet to all to see that the answer is yes.
You a big whiny baby. This is what you do when I'm working on a cat and I have to close the cab and keep you in the van. Yes, you got very jealous. Very jealous. All right, come here. Yeah, Daddy's not good enough, huh?
Not good enough at all.
Daddy's not good enough.
Okay.
Pobrecita. Aww.
I'm going to go wash the shame and the dander off me so I can survive the rest of the stream. Dr. Chair, keep Chet entertained. I tried my best. Thank you, Agent Charlemagne. Chaos at Site 42 today. Chaos at Site 42. All right. I now have returned control of my hands to myself. So, welcome to today's stream in earnest. Dr. Chair, Agent Charlemagne, thank you for keeping them entertained. Now, where were we? Dr. Sherman, did you eat the edible Bible someone sent you? Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, if you want to go back to Thanksgiving and the day before Thanksgiving in our VOD playlist, the day before Thanksgiving is Edible Bible Day, where the entire last hour of the stream is me painfully eating that entire goddamn thing. Obviously, the god I'm invoking at this point is SCP-5991, Lord Jesus. And then Thanksgiving Day is the aftermath, actually. So you can go see those streams right now. Rave Haven, thank you for sending a torch to the Site 42 Containment Hazard Assessment Team, as well as donating to say, enjoy the random torch I sent your way, Director. Well, thank you very much for sending the torch. I am sure the light has illuminated the chat. Dark Shadow Fang, thank you for sending a bunch of 100s to the chat. We appreciate your generosity. Rave Haven, you love that superb owl? It is very comical. I am enjoying watching that scenario. Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, Desk has apparently shared the Bible eating stream in the chat if you want to link directly there. Because of course he did. I wonder if this man knows how many non-Foundation members there are here. Oh, intern sweetheart, the answer is none. Because we have a deal with Google and their parent company Alphabet. This stream only goes to those who are allowed to bear witness to the SCP Foundation secrets. That means general staff. It also means double agents who are embedded in other groups of interest. It also means sleeper agents who may just be awakening. You might be an actual staff member who just woke up from your amnestic treatment after a particularly difficult trauma, at which point you should report to HR and get your memories reset to a point where you can return to the workforce. And of course, maybe in some universes where there's a broken masquerade, we broadcast to the civilian populace as a form of PR because, hey, if the cat's out of the bag, you need a charming site director to let them know that we're doing the best that we can and that they should trust the Foundation. I see some Ko-Fi notifications. Let me get those before I forget they exist and while I still have all my hands. So, Kitty Fly, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a burrito on your way past the commissary. And thank you for making the effort to go through the Ko-Fi, which has a far smaller donation tax than YouTube does. Ko-Fi only takes 3% of your donations. YouTube takes 30%. So, especially for larger donations, we appreciate the effort. I thought Ko-Fi was pronounced coffee, not gonna lie. It's because of the hyphen in the middle, I don't feel comfortable calling it coffee. Even though that is what it's supposed to ape, buy someone a coffee. It's, Semper Fi, that's a Fi, when you put an F-I at the end of something. So no, it's Ko-Fi. That's how I say it, that's how I like it. Kitty Fly, off the top of my head, I do not know what melody this is, but it is music notes. Staffs and D's of every class, wouldn't you like to break through that glass? Come with us and you will see you're not safe in SCP. Hey, our staff is hella safe most of the time. The breaches are surprisingly rare, considering what we deal with around here. They're not that common. Chill out. This is Halloween. Ah, okay. Very nice. Very nice. Staff Sundays of every class, wouldn't you like to break through that glass? Come with us and you will see you're not safe in SCP. Not bad. Not bad. And that wasn't the only Ko-Fi. Let me get that before I also forget about that one. Aflac, thank you for donating again and for making the effort to go through the Ko-Fi. We appreciate it. And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll make it clear. I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. Why are all the Ko-Fi's musical theater today? Not that I'm complaining. It's just the musical theater kids all found their way to the Ko-Fi for some reason. Appreciate ya. Dr. Sherman, I finished my animation of you and the Bible. You can find it here on YouTube. Oh, dear Lord. You're saying you animated me eating the Bible. Why don't you drop that on me for a Fan Art Friday? Unless it's like really, really long. Yeah. Yeesh. Silent Follower, thank you for sending a flower to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they thought it was very pretty. Leuna, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself an aguas fresca on your way past the commissary. How would you contain cat dog? Well, it is just a cat and a dog. So it is anomalous. We would contain it, but it's also just a cat and a dog. We would put it in an animal containment cell. If it was ill-behaved enough to not be free to roam the site like Josie the half-cat. Which, That cat dog entity does get up to a lot of shenaniganery, so perhaps it would need to stay in a containment cell. Dark Shadow Fang, thank you for sending 17 hundos to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. They will be keeping it 1 hundo for a very long time based on your generosity. Silent Follower, thank you for donating again to say worth it lol. I do hope it was worth it lol. Frisk, thank you for sending a bronze medal to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they will appreciate being the 3rd best yet again. Researcher Tundra, thank you for donating again to say, Garaka is a phantom god. Garaka is a phantom god. Ghostbusters Wiki. New Ice Age and Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. History. As they attack the heat with heat beams, Garaka dropped the canisters. As vents overheated, they placed the canisters on them. Ray reported the canisters flooded the containment unit, acted as like coolant. They reversed the entropy on it and used the containment unit to trap Garaka. The team wrangled Garaka and moved him towards the hole in the roof, and he was trapped. Gabriella declared they earned themselves a break. Yeah, what the Ghostbusters did. Containment unit, spectral containment unit. No notes, 10 out of 10. Maybe do the thing before the city is frozen over, but hey, just some notes. Just some notes. Rave Haven, thank you for donating again to say, Cult of Dr. Chair, rise up. I am still catching up with the chat to know that we're talking about Dr. Chair time. Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, thank you for donating again to say, Dr. Chair, Dr. Chat, please calm down. You're both professionals, act like it. I hope it is, chill. Garaka looks like Shy Guy with self-esteem. You know, Desk, you are, in fact, correct about that. If you look at Garaka's picture, that is certainly just, what if SCP-096 had a weird hammerhead shark thing going on, and also had some charisma score that allowed it to not be so shy. I believe it. Gracious Night Destroyer, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a street hot dog on your way past the commissary. SCP-1981 feel fitting for the stream subject to me. Oh, gosh, yes. Which SCP was it that we were looking at? Because it mentioned the Epstein files. It was during a speech that Mitch McConnell was giving, in which it started in real life getting Ronald Reagan cut up while talking. Connell SCP cut up. 8443, there we go. In SCP-8443, Mitch McConnell starts glitching during a speech and starts doing, as Chief Ibanez says, shit, he's Reaganing live on stage. So now Mitch McConnell cut up while talking. Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, thank you for donating. Say Dr. Cat has joined the chat. Well, Agent Charlemagne, but you might not have met Agent Charlemagne before. Oh, wow, wait a minute. Silent Follower, thank you for donating again. Are these gifts the new Super Chat stickers? They must be. YouTube only introduced this to our chat about a couple of days ago, maybe 3 or 4 days ago, and we're still figuring them out. But they are just another way to donate to the streamer, similar to Super Chats or Super Stickers, just like TikTok Live jewels are. And so, that is another Just another monetary gimmick that YouTube is throwing at us. Rave Haven, thank you for donating again to say, would you have the Freedom Motif Director? Oh my god, I get this reference. Wait a minute. This meme is in my head. What? Ah, that's right. That is a Deltarune reference. Would I have the Freedom Motif? I mean, it is rather foreboding overall. So, maybe? I think there are other entities in the SCP Foundation that would be more likely to have it. I'm kind of more of a rank-and-file member. You'd have to be someone a little more coloring outside the lines, so to speak. Someone who we had locked away for purposes. Someone a little more secretive and one of a kind. So I don't think so. I don't think so. 953, thank you for sending a GG to the chat for today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they had a good game indeed. Aflac, thank you for sending a litany of hundos to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure that the Containment Hazard Assessment team is more likely to keep it a hundo now that you've sent 25 hundos to remind them. And last but not least, the last Ko-Fi notification. Rave Haven, thank you for donating again, this time to the Ko-Fi, to say, again, it's a song. The musical theater kids are all over at Ko-Fi today. What? Rave Haven, what song is this? I can't sing it because I'm not sure what tune it is, Rave Haven. I will wait for your response. It's the danger. Sometimes I get the reference and sometimes I don't. Oh, Epic the Musical. Yeah, I don't know Epic the Musical, unfortunately. I got into it really early while it was in development, and then I never kept up with it, and I haven't seen the whole thing yet. I need to go look at that. You sent the lyric for other Epic the Musical enjoyers. I'm just a man who's trying to contain all these anomalies, but I'm just a man. That's about it all I got. Sorry. Chris the Direwolf Boy, thank you for donating again to the Ko-Fi. But this time you're just sending song lyrics. You're not even changing them to be the SCP themed. This is just Christine from Phantom of the Opera. You're putting me up against Sarah Brightman? Why are you putting me up against Sarah Brightman? In sleep he sang to me, in dreams he came, that voice which calls to me, and speaks my name. And do I dream again, or now I find the Phantom of the Opera is there, inside my mind. Are you happy? Is this what you want from the site director of your site? Really? Karaoke time. Rave Haven, thank you for donating again to say 100 out of 10 performance director. Well, I guess this is what you want. Well, thank you. I guess. Desk in the chat, in the back channels, is exactly right. Here's the cool SCP topic I would like to discuss with chat today. No! We want musicals! Oh, art people, man. Theater gremlins, what are you gonna do? Mm-hmm. Hey, Dr. Sherman, how would you feel if someone played fetch with Puppy of Interest 42 Charlie using SCP-3097? Well, I'm not sure what 3097 is, so I would have to look at that in the database to figure it out. And of course, to look at it in the database, I would have to type it correctly. Codename, A Game of Fetch. SCP-3097 is a safe class anomaly containing a standard anomalous item locker. All dogs used in experimentation with 3097 are to be selected from the Foundation's animal testing subject enclosure and have been given strict obedience training. Instances are to be subdued with long-range tranks in the unlikely event of refusing to obey staff. Okay, what are we doing here? 3097 is a common alder tree branch kept at approximate length of 60 centimeters when contained. When thrown by a human subject, 3097 will increase in size as it prevails through the air until eventually landing. While mid-air, 3097 will continue to resize itself so it remains the same size as it visually appeared when originally perceived from the owner's foreground perspective. I.e., the closer 3097 appears to the thrower, the larger it will grow, the further the distance travels. As such, the size of 3097 will also decrease when thrown by someone towards themselves. Addendum, on June 27th, 2016, it was discovered that the anomalous properties of 3097 also affect any dog which attempts to chase after it when thrown. As of this date, several breeds of dog have been tested with 3097, all of which have been affected. Dogs altered in size by 3097 continue to function with no difficulties due to an apparent condition acquired from their alteration in size, bearing similarities to the Forbes effect of SCP-881. Instances of dogs do not experience any apparent physiological changes after significant growth or shrinking, other than visible confusion brought on by their alterations. Alright, so the stick changes the size while due to perspective, which is interesting. However, Puppy of Interest 42 is already quite small. I don't want to risk her making a mistake and getting itsy bitsy. So no, we cannot play fetch with 3097. As Ella Sprite says, it's like playing Superliminal, and we do not want that for Puppy of Interest 42, codename Charlie. Hello, I'm new here. Well, hello, Intern Mew. Welcome to Dr. Sherman's Office Hours, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42 of the SCP Foundation. I am here, Dr. Theron Sherman, to answer your questions about this dark and mysterious place of employment we call the SCP Foundation. So whether you have questions about the anomalies we contain, the staff who contain them, the groups of interest who try to stop us from containing them, or hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview, perhaps they're from a different multiverse or pataphysical narrative level, i.e. fandom. Either way, we are here for the next hour and 10 minutes-ish, maybe more for feeling zesty, to hang out and talk shop about this dark and mysterious place of employment that we all work for. Also, Containment Hazard Assessment Team, please remember, we have a moderator in the chat. The Desk of Alto Clef. The name is Blue. You can't miss it. When the desk talks, make sure you look. Because, yes, sometimes the desk is sharing prompts to support Site 42, like links to our merch or something like that. But sometimes the desk is correcting you on a rule break. And if you ignore the desk long enough, you will just be blocked for ignoring the rules. It does not matter if you ignore the desk, something bad will happen to you. What does SCP-106 do? Intern Bumen, why don't you read the SCP-106 document to learn exactly what the old man does? Cover itself in barbecue sauce. Go in, out, through walls. Murder. Eat hot chip and lie. Asking a site director what something is when the database is right there, I don't understand. There are better questions to be asked. Chris the Direwolf Boy, thank you for donating again, simply to say yes to your previous donation regarding making me sing Phantom of the Opera. Thank you for clarifying, and yes. Hey, can I borrow some D-class, Dr. Sherman? Intern Todd, the answer is what for? We have protocols for requisitioning D-class. If you'd like a D-class, you need to send me a testing proposal that requires it, so it can be set for approval. We have a fair amount of D-class, but they are not a limitless resource. Oh yeah, my copy of Reservoir Docs arrived today. Oh! Fantastic, Dr. Frogman. I do, in fact, hope you enjoy the sponsored segment, the Reservoir Doctor t-shirts from Site 42, the scpstore.org, and SCP artist Jade PNG. Our SCP doctors who I can now show you since I have free hands, now that Puppy of Interest 42 is back with Agent Goose. Yes, it's a great shirt, and I hope you enjoy it. Give us a link. Lani the Demon Angel, if you cannot click the link that's in the description of this stream or the pinned chat link that both lead to it, go to beacons.ai/site42. That is the general Site 42 support link. If you want to know if anything's going on with Site 42, that's a great place to check. Furthermore, before I return to general Q&A, let me alert you all, in case you weren't here yesterday, there is a new SCP Foundation high-quality narrative podcast in town. Having collaborated with myself a little bit for backing and Hodgepodge Audio, i.e. Radiger of Find Us Alive, the new SCP narrative podcast, Eye of the Beholder, is here, featuring Site 29 and the things they go through as a highly anomalous staff-focused website dealing with plant life and situations. I've listened to the first episode. It was pretty darn good. And so Amazon Podcast, Apple Podcast, and iHeartRadio Podcast with a Discord server you can join if you wish to see more. But they should have a Kickstarter coming up soon. And if you like the first episode, it might be worth it to fund the project. Lani the Demon Angel, the link in the description was the link to the shirt. There's only one link in the description of our stream to my knowledge. Two links. One link is our support link, which is the general link I told you. And the second link is to Billith, maker of Slowgramming, the sweet, sweet experimental SCP-themed music that we listen to on streams. Dr. Sherman, I have a question. If the SCP Foundation contains Big Charlie, how would they deal with the little nuggets falling off? Its flesh every second, and how would it play out? Well, intern Tony, you seem to have made a small error. You see, Big Charlie itself is not exactly what the Foundation is containing. While Big Charlie is the code name, I believe, of SCP-4158, Big Charlie the Big Cow, the SCP edition of it does not seem to do the same exact anomaly as the proper Trevor Henderson Big Charlie anomaly. Now, let me see here. So what we contain is a facsimile of Big Charlie, used with permission from Trevor Henderson. The author asked, and it was allowed by Trevor Henderson to use the Big Charlie photo. But it is not literally Big Charlie with all the same properties. Da-da-da-da. Back to chat. Double checking notifications. Do you think if you make a D-class look at a photo of SCP-096 and then put him in a very narrow room and manage to put SCP-096 on a treadmill in the same direction, could you generate electricity forever? SCP-096 knows where you are in space when you see its face. It just knows. It senses. If it were running in a manner where it was not making progress because you somehow got a trampoline, not a trampoline, a trampoline? That would be really funny. Got a treadmill. If you somehow got a treadmill that was able to keep up with the immense speed that SCP-096 can channel, it would find a way to claw the walls of this very narrow room to actually make progress toward your direction. If it knew it was stationary, it would find a way to move. It would jump. It would claw. It would not just run in one place forever. It's dumb, but it's not that dumb. Nice idea. Sorta. Kinda. Not really. Rave Haven, thank you for donating again to say. How would the Foundation contain the Metroids? Well, we would not go to their planet for the fun thing. If we knew there were Metroids, we would leave them where they are. That way they can't get off planet and cause a hustle. We would study them from afar. That's the answer. Silent Follower, thank you for donating again to say. I'm going to see Iron Lung this week. It just got to my theater in my town. Oh, very nice for you. I only thought they were doing one weekend. Yeah, enjoy it. I enjoyed it a lot. I hope you enjoy it too. All right, Intern Todd says we should mention Dedo. And of course, if we're going to talk about Rage Against the Machine regarding SCPs, we should of course talk about SCP-5740, codename All Cops Are Buddy by Dedo. In case you were not here, the multiple streams, we featured this a couple of weeks ago, if it was even a couple of weeks ago. These SCP-5740s are donut pop-up shops that you can press to get a free donut if you work in the... What's the phrase I'm looking for? No, you don't have to work in public service. You can be a civilian. Civilians get glazed donuts from the donut machine. Healthcare workers get donuts with white frosting and Red Cross sprinkles. That's so appropriate. EMTs get donut with chocolate frosting and a bottle of Gatorade. Firefighters get donut with red frosting and blue water droplets. Very pretty. Water droplet sprinkles, obviously, not just water. They're not watery donuts. The National Guard gets a cake donut with the word behave written across it in red frosting. Even Dedo's donut frosting capitalization key is busted. And then, of course, we have law enforcement getting SCP-5740-A, which is a donut that makes you shit a live pig. The more problems you have had disciplinary style as a police officer, the more sizable the pig that will leave your rectum. Therefore, yes, if anyone was going to be the GOAT of fighting on the side of ACAB, it would be Dedo. Dedo also updated this recently to deal with the Minneapolis ICE situation, in which it had a placard on it that said, "Oh no, he's a small immigrating child inside, coming quickly to apprehending." When the ICE agents tried to open the donut machine, it dispensed 47 live grenades. And so, at that point, Dedo just left the donuts off the table, so to speak. Got straight to the point with that one. And you are correct. Dedo should only ever be spelled with lowercase only because, as is well known, Dedo's caps lock key is broken. Also, yes, as everyone is saying the same thing, fuck ice is the correct position. Had to step away and do something, couldn't respond right away. My actual question was, what would you think if Charlie was giant using 3097? Well, I also fear giant dogs for chaos. You heard how whiny she is when she is small. Can you imagine how ear-piercing and loud it would be with giant Charlie? No. Charlie is just the right size. Now, in the same token as SCP-5740 being Dedo is ACAB, why don't we talk about another anomaly that is quite ACAB? And that would be SCP-4670. SCP-4670, codename Pigs in Blankets, is a Greek female named Sisi Heliou. She possesses 3 known anomalous properties. I'm sorry, I meant it. The ability to transform human beings into instances of 4670-1 via direct contact with an unprotected body part. Instances of 4670 are physically identical and behaviorally identical to non-anomalous pigs, but genetically and gustatorially identical to human beings. It has extreme resistance to all known forms of chemical, mimetic, and cognitohazardous brain chemistry altering agents, and it has dramatically slowed aging. And so this entity, 4670, has traveled across the country, opening up barbecue restaurants, and then having a very low operating cost in the meat purchasing budget due to a constant supply of law enforcement officers being turned into pigs and served up barbecue style. Fun fact, besides being an ACAB anomaly, this is one of the earliest viral TikToks that Site42 ever put out. Because this was during the 2020 George Floyd protest. When it's like, oh, here is an ACAB SCP for you to enjoy yourself with. Let me see if I can find that terrible old video. And by terrible, I just mean I had not figured out how to make my apartment look good for filming TikToks yet. Yes, here we go. So, I think this is a Clef episode. I hope it's Clef and not someone else. So here we go.
Hey, this is SCP-4670, right? Uh-huh. The Greek woman who turns cops into pigs and then serves them up barbecue style? Yeah. Why do you ask? No reason. Hey, this is SCP-4670, right? Uh-huh. The Greek woman who turns cops into pigs and then serves them up barbecue style? Yeah. Why do you ask? No reason.
So good. I didn't use any doctors. I just used myself. Excellent work. Me from the past. Perfect. Yeah, that is one of the very first TikToks I made and that went viral in any manner. So, wow, blast from the past on that one. Is that a broom you used as a lever? It is not, in fact, a broom. What had happened was... Alright, so some behind the scenes of production of SCP Foundation content on YouTube and TikTok. So here, I will show you, is the several years later vocal booth that I used to record. This is the vocal booth I use for my voiceover and for the SCP readings and things like that. And so before, I had a very nice vocal booth. I was scraping by with my first vocal booth was literally a ironing board with blankets draped over it, and I sat under it like a tent with my laptop and microphone and recorded like so. Then I moved up to clearing out the living room coat closet, filling it with acoustic foam on the walls, and putting in a shelf that was able to hold my laptop. Now, that wooden bar there is literally the coat hanger bar from the closet I was using. So you can just pull that out, and I did that so I wouldn't bump my head on it. And so that was just a wooden stick about yay big that I could just kind of, I don't know, hit people with sometimes. Or in that case, use it as a lever. Dead Bird Jesus verdict, Dr. Sherman. Okay. After giving it a day of thought, I don't like the idea of listing Dead Bird Jesus among the Jizai that we, quote, have in containment, if only because every other time I'm mentioning a living Jesus. So there is an indeterminate amount of them. So right now I can say we have 6 living Jizai in containment. But if I did that, I'd also have to specify we have 3, no 13, no 33 dead Jesuses as well. So I guess I could be like, yeah, we have the 6 Jesuses, and then Dead Bird Jesus is like a bunch of dead Jesuses. But it's a bunch of dead Jesuses. It's like a semi-Jesus, as Charger Plays says. Circe and Dedo would get along great. I ship it now. Oh my word. So maybe I'll start saying, and we have another 30 dead Jizai if you count Dead Bird Jesus. You used a broom once for the femur breaker, just an odd thing I remembered. You are correct, Amber. I did literally use a broom in that same apartment for the femur breaker because I needed something that could fall slowly. And so I did use a legitimate broom for that one. Doo-doo. I wish I remember what video that was so I could pull that up, but I don't exactly remember which video that was to even look for it, except it's a 106 video. If I put femur breaker in here, do I get it just off the bat? Femur breaker. What's the femur breaker? Replacement for the femur breaker. Containment breach. Nope. That's not listed. SCP-106. Nope. Oh well. Intern Regect, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. How is Dedo's caps lock broken? It's another mystery similar to the many mysteries surrounding Dedo. Plus, does 106 like broken femurs? Well, intern April, researcher April, 106 doesn't like broken femurs so much as it enjoys pain. It's a sadist. And so when someone is in extreme pain, say they had the largest, most thick bone in their body broken and they are in intense agony, then it attracts 106 who wants to enjoy the ha-ha-ha of the person in pain. Is there an SCP made out of cheese? Well, intern Thomas, we have Cheesus. SCP-6542, Milk Jesus, aka Cheesus, is Jesus literally made out of cheese. You don't get more made out of milk than that. Why is SCP-682 called a lizard when it's closer to a crocodilian? a semi-aquatic and similar body type. Why is 682 called a lizard when it's closer to a... Oh, you said the same thing twice. You don't have to ask your question twice, please. That's confusing. Speak like a normal human being, please. But we don't call SCP-682 a lizard except in slang, because 682's designation is not the hard-to-kill lizard, it's the hard-to-destroy reptile. We classify it as a reptile in the database, so... Yeah, some people call it a lizard because, you know, it does walk around like a... I mean, some people call Komodo dragons lizards. Lizard. So, yeah, that's about that. Slang. Rose Lady, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Thank you for making the effort to go through the Ko-Fi, which has those far fewer fees than YouTube Super Chats. We appreciate your effort there. Make sure to grab yourself a coquito on your way past the commissary. Does the Foundation offer pet care and veterinary services for staff? Well, of course we do. We have to keep the animals of staff happy and joyful for morale purposes. Also, many of the anomalies we have animalistic forms that require veterinary services as well. Now, it differs site to site on what kind of staff we have available. A site that handles animalistic anomalies would certainly have more veterinary staff than a standard site. That's something we keep in mind. Rave Haven, thank you for donating again to say, test idea, poke 682 with a very long stick. Why? To what end? Christodar Wolfboy, thank you for donating again to say, and you have clown milk cheeses. No, we don't. We don't. That's not canon. It's not on the database. It hasn't been written. There is no clown milk Jesus. It doesn't exist. You will not gaslight me into believing in it. No. How do you add an SCP to the wiki? Well, Intern Taft, it is a rather difficult process. At first, you have to sign up for Wikidot. Then you have to sign up for the SCP Wiki portion of Wikidot, as well as the SCP Sandbox Wiki, where you can write your drafts. Then you have to get your idea greenlit by a member of the Greenlight staff. Then you need to write your article if they greenlight your idea. Then you need to get critique on your article multiple times, write it, get critique, edit it, get critique, edit it, get critique, edit it, until it is finally final copy in agreement with you and your critiquers to post to the website proper. So, if you want to know the start of that process, you go to the homepage of the SCP Wiki. And when you go to the homepage of the SCP Wiki, in the top left, you will find the sidebar. And in the top left of the sidebar, you will find Getting Started. You need to read the guide for newcomers, the join the site, the contribute, the frequently asked questions, and the Universe Hub to get yourself started in your journey. Because trust me, if you do not have the attention span to read a couple pages of the SCP Wiki's rules, you definitely don't have the attention span to write a good SCP. Rave Haven, thank you for donating again to clarify. I don't know, we've tried everything else. And number 2, you said once. There is no research value to poking SCP-682 with a stick one time. It's not going to change anything we know about the anomaly. We will not learn anything. We will simply be risking whoever is wielding the stick, even if it is a very long stick. So no. Test denied. Time check, please. We are currently at 75 minutes into this 2-hour stream, and if the energy of the stream keeps up, I might make it a little more towards 2.5 to 3 hours. We will see. Researcher Stewart, thank you for sending a flower to today's containment hazard assessment team. I'm sure they found it very pretty. SCP-3250, Dr. Sherman, it's another Jesus. You've got to be shitting me, Intern Hunter Bark. You've got to be shitting me. 3250 is not a Jesus. It can't be. It absolutely can't be. There's no way. There's no way there's another one. No, that's Jesus fried chicken. That just makes people believe that Colonel Sanders is Jesus. That's not the same thing. No. Nuh-uh. Not a Jesus. Nope. Not a Jesus. It just says the name Jesus in it. It's not Jesus. Not falling for that. I mean, a lot of SCPs reference Jesus in some way or another. But we're talking about they are the actual Lord and Savior of humanity, of which we have, again, 6 in containment, and then another 30 dead Jesus bird things. I just saw another Ko-Fi notification. Let me get that before I forget it. Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, thank you for donating to say, to answer the to what end to poking SCP-682, the answer is the end of the long stick you poke 682 with. No. No, that's not the answer. You. Poke you with a... And then Rave Haven, thank you for donating again to say, anyways, after long hours, finally found a you that is a site director and Spider-Man. You found a me that is a site director and Spider-Man. What the hell are you talking about? Listen, this is not Spider-Man colored hair by any sense of the imagination. You see this little shade here? It shows it is not Spider-Man themed. I am not Spider-Man. There is no Spider-Sherm. That's not a thing, Charger. It doesn't exist. You are talking crazy talk. I will not believe it until I see it, and then I still won't believe it. Or I will put it in a box because Spider-Man is going in a box regardless. Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, thank you for awarding today's Containment Hazard Assessment Team its first gold medal. It's not a bronze medal. Congratulations, chat. You are first place now. Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, good work. The Plague Doctor, thank you for sending a hundo to the chat. Thank you for sending 2 more hundos to the chat. Chat will continue to keep it 1 hundo thanks to your urging. I'm trying to summon Dado. You don't summon Dado. You call Dado for works to be done. You call Dado to get some medicines made. That is about it. These are the bow buns that Agent Goose tortured poor Puppy Avengers 42 in order to get. I will value them highly for the cost they were given. You need to go a little further if it's going to be seen. There it is. Worth it, he said, like a monster, but a monster who was hungry. Plague Doctor, thank you for giving the chat a bronze medal, as well as Nom Nom Shark Ellen, thank you for giving the chat a bronze medal. And then Sleep Deprived Dragon of the Night, thank you for sending a torch to light their way. Wait, I thought you sent me to find a them. Rave Haven, that was a hypothetical because I didn't think it was going to happen. We don't want a spider sherm to exist. The whole point was to prove it doesn't exist. If you actually found one, that's crazy banana. Yeah, but it sounds really, you had the Italian thing going. Wait, I thought you were saying to be a vine to them. You were like those al dente SCP pastas that are super racist to Italians. Rebel Commander, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a battle bun on your way past the commissary. Cool SCP idea. SCP that deletes all references to its number. Even writing it and or saying it forces it not to be referred to by its SCP number. Desk, we got one by that, right? It changes its designation because it doesn't want to be referred to by that. Hello? Is it me you're looking for? Yes. Nah, Desk, it is not the cursed number that I'm talking about, unfortunately. No, it would have to be some sort of sapient, cognitohazardous entity. The marshmallow. The evil marshmallow does that. It changes its documentation, doesn't it? To make it seem more scary. SCP Marshmallow. SCP-5776 is an extremely powerful entity capable of causing devastating amounts of destruction to human civilization. Blah, 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 blah. Access the original file. SCP-5776 is an infohazardous entity that is able to alter descriptions of itself. Yes. So it changes its description. So that one actively does it. You're talking about one that passively does it, maybe? And so that could be the same thing. No, Desk. SCP. That thing is not the evil marshmallow I was talking about. Magic Man, thank you for awarding chat a bronze medal as they continue to rack up awards this Winter Olympics. Plague Doctor, thank you for gifting them a happy poop. I'm sure the smell is delightful. Dr. Frogman, thank you for giving a couple of hundos so that the chat keeps it a couple of hundos. Dr. Sherman, what happened to the floating hand spider? Intern Bauman, it is in the super cool petting zoo. You can visit it right now. Does 5557 do that? I think I remember that number doing that when you were doing Pride homework. You said 5557? 5557. 555. Balloon of pseudo SCOTUS. That doesn't seem right. Wasn't it? Okay. Good to know. I was like, that doesn't look like it's related to Pride or that. It's just some balloons. Come to me, little bell bun. I still remember the evil peep plush. A dash JSCB killed 999 if I remember correctly. You do not remember correctly, intern Ivy. That thing did not kill SCP-999. It merely made SCP-999 so distressed that it vaporized itself and then teleported itself to a new location, which we did not know it could do. It did destroy SCP-682 completely. All right, here we are. Riam Gendia, thank you for sending a bronze medal to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. Hopefully they rack up more bronze, silver, and golds during these Winter Olympics. Dr. Frogman, you were talking about 5558. You were one digit off, you say? Princess, you're talking about Princess. So yes, that is an anomaly that we cannot refer to as anything except for Princess. That could be something similar to what you're talking about. Rebel Commander, SCP-5558. Hey, Dr. Sherman, my dad wants to help me write an SCP. We have an idea concept, but at the moment we have no idea what we're doing. Do you have any advice? So, intern Phoebe, we do have a video on this channel called SCP Writing Tips from SCP Writers. And that is a compilation of quick writing tips that you can use that I've given in the past. Furthermore, the most important thing you and your dad are going to do is you are going to get well versed with the SCP format and understand why the stories are written that way. What information is given, what information is hidden. That way, you can take what is a normal story that you write in chronological order, or maybe change the format. You can do flashbacks, you could do Tarantino, you could do Rashomon, all sorts of different ways you could arrange the order of your film. You could memento it if you wanted to. But once you have your format, you've got to then take that story and cram it into the limited SCP format, which there are a lot of ways to do that and stick to the SCP format perfectly. There are a lot of ways to do that and mess with the SCP format. But the goal here is that you have to understand the SCP format's limitations and strengths before you try to write for it. So you got to read a bunch of SCPs. You got to study those SCPs and think, okay, why did the author do it like this? For a good example of this, go to the YouTube channel Radiger. Their two newest videos are breakdowns of SCPs from a writer's perspective. It will give you a great rundown on how to understand the format in a way that will help you to write them. Has anyone ever told you you look like Milo Yiannopoulos? God, I hope not. Ugh. Vile trash. Okay, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. You're quite welcome, Phoebe. Good luck with your first SCP. Make sure to follow the process I mentioned earlier when it comes to joining the wiki, joining the sandbox, getting your green light, getting your critique phases and edit phases so that you can really spruce it up to be a final copy. All right, double checking this because I saw a Ko-Fi notification I don't want to forget about. Rose Lady, thank you for donating to the Ko-Fi again to say, so you're saying the SCP Foundation has found Jesus? My containment hazard assessment team used to find Jesus. Very good. Christadar Wolfboy, thank you for donating again to say, Spider-Man in a lab coat. And you sent a link to a Spider-Man in a lab coat. Well, I believe one of those was featured in Spider-Verse, right? There was a Spider-Verse lab coat Spider-Man. But you sent me someone's Instagram of a Dr. Spider-Man. And yes, that is indeed a Dr. Spider-Man. You were correct. Desk. What do you mean? This you question mark. I mean, the likeness is too intense for words, but come on. Frickin' A. Returning to chat. Hey, Dr. Sherman, I am making an SCP, but I don't know what number I should pick, but it's supposed to be hostile if it only spots you with light. So first of all, I don't know why that it being hostile if it sees you with a light matters to the number. So choosing the SCP number for your SCP is, number one, looking at the SCP database and seeing if there is an open slot. Because everything under, I believe, 8,000 is completely full now. The 9,000s have some slots. No, everything before 7K is closed. And then the 7,000, and then the 8,000s, 9,000s have some slots open still. But more important than just picking a number that's open, some authors do like picking a number that has significant value to the SCP's meaning. Sometimes it'll be as simple as maybe it's their birthday and they want to make it a thing about themselves. Or they'll find a number in the article to make that fit, such as SCP-7777 is about a random number generator using the word number 7 in strange manners. Or people will use an SCP's number to do a redux on it, such as SCP-682, and then the later SCP-6820 being a plot to destroy 682. So those are the things you should think about when picking a number, besides just picking one that's open. Researcher Whitehead, thank you for your 1 month as a level 1 researcher here at Site42. We appreciate your membership and your service. 1 month, here's to more tree scream tests. Hell yeah, Dr. V. Make that tree scream by any means necessary, except using that thing, because we've already succeeded with that thing, so we're trying new things now. And also, Researcher Whitehead, thank you for sending another bronze medal to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. And then Christadar Wolfboy, thank you for donating again to say goodbye for tonight. Well, goodbye for tonight to you too. Hey, Dr. Sherman, what's your favorite Mobile Task Force unit? Intern Zeke, that is clearly Mobile Task Force Sci-42, codenamed the Signal Boosters. Our resident Site-42 Task Force, armed and engaging with SCP projects so we can promote them. Higher engagement levels mean more people see it. More people see it means more chance that people who have money see it. and that means they get more donations, and they succeed and get bigger and better budgets, bigger and better projects. If we want SCP feature films, AAA games, and the like, then we all need to rally around the flag of signal boosting the SCP community. And here at Site-42, that's our mission, and we thank you, Mobile Task Force Sci-42, codename Signal Boosters, for your service. Along that, I saw many of you did say, and I just haven't had the time to say it yet, that the likes are well above the view count now in this stream. That means the YouTube algorithm is going to bring us more people, and those people will be interested in what the SCP Foundation is by our charming discussion here, and they'll help us to signal boost the SCP Wiki and its authors, artists, animators, game devs, filmmakers, merch makers, etc. And podcasters, like the new Eye of the Beholder podcast by the, what is it called? The Rose Room? The Rose Lounge. Eye of the Beholder by the Rose Lounge, now available on Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcast. Kim Jim, thank you for sending a bronze medal to today's team. Researcher Whitehead, thank you for sending 2 bronze medals to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. Why do you have so many pens? Well, this pen is for spinning, mostly. And then this pen is a fountain pen. It writes very well, but you don't spin it because fountain pens work by using centrifugal force, which means when you spin it, the gravity of the spin throws the ink all over the place and makes a huge mess. So don't make that mistake. And then this third pen is in case I use the other spinning pen somewhere and lose it, so I have a second backup spinning pen. Can we have more Dado stories? Well, Intern Todd, we've already done the ACAB Dado story, so my question for you is, which other SCPs are not Dado related, but Raging Against the Machine related? What sort of other anomalies do we have that are considered ACAB, so to speak? Anti-racist SCPs, so to speak. Oh! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, this is bad. Oh, I did not mean to come above this. So, while I was looking for anti-racist SCPs, I may have found the most racist one of all. SCP-1851, a number that probably means a lot to this article. SCP-1851-EX, codename Dreptomania, is the scientific racism that Negroes were the inferior race, that the Foundation stood by until slaves were freed, and then they stopped using black people for D-class because the science proved that they weren't actually an inferior race. I.e., the SCP that really tells you, hey, remember that we can be a critique of fascism, and you shouldn't enjoy the fascism part of it. Phenomenon 1851-023 is a disorder of the mind exclusive to the Negro race, and most particularly to those segments of the Negro race appropriately employed in servile labor under the tutelage of a white master. The primary symptom of the phenomenon is the desire on the part of the affected servants to quit their divinely assigned duties and lands, migrating to territories sympathetic to their situation. The anomaly is black people didn't want to be slaves. That is what we were working on. Yes, it's so anomalous that they don't want to be slaves no more. Totally out of left field. 1850s SCP Foundation. Sweet zombie Jesus is right, Sky Screamer. Intern Carl, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thanks for subscribing. You know, we got better. We got better. I swear, we are better now. We are so much better. Fucking hell. Have I seen this one before? I don't know if I even voted on this or no. I just, yeah, I hadn't seen this one before. This is news to me. Okay. Well, that certainly had a effect on my mental state for the day. Oh, so that is what panic reading looks like. Me discovering a new SCP in real time and going, oh no, oh no, oh no. You know what? We're all here to learn. We're all here to learn and not repeat the mistakes of the past. We will correct them. Rave Haven, thank you for donating again to say, so mad about the trickery I'm going to, I don't know. Well, good luck. James the Rail Fan, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a papaya on your way past the commissary. Hi, Dr. Sherman, would you like some of the French onion soup I made for another culinary school assignment? Also, how's your day been? I do enjoy a French onion soup from time to time, so, yeah, I'll take you up on that. And the day has been, overall, pretty good. Can't complain. That last bit was a bit weird, but, again, we are better than that. Hello.
I thought we got a puppy, but it's a parrot.
This is not a puppy of interest anymore. It is a parrot of interest.
I'm really not sure how she got up there.
And Agent Goose has graduated to pirate. So. Oh my god, I think I saw you in real life. Oh my god, I love your account. Interesting, intern Halioko. I don't know when or where that may have been, but if it was me, then hello to you from this side of the screen. Okay. Rave Haven, thank you for donating again to say, made an angry short about you, Dr. Shrimpman, just kidding. Oh, jeez. Shrimpman, that's new. That's new. Huh. Goose, thank you for your 3 months as a level 1 researcher to ask, hey Doc, what do gifts do for streamers? The gifts are just another way to donate funds. So if you don't have a super chat in mind, you don't have a question you want to ask, you can just send a bunch of gifts. I think it's something like each jewel that you send is like a penny that you buy them from YouTube and then you send them to the streamers. And so you can make it rain on your favorite streamers rather than asking questions in a super chat. That's about it. Rebel Commander, thank you for donating again to say, Foundation Evil, if you stop, look outside. Fun roleplay is fun and harmless. Sometimes just remember it's fun to play the villain, don't become the villain. You're damn right. Just the other day, I was talking to someone who said they had been a fan of me for a very long time. I was like, oh, I have been streaming for a very long time, haven't I? Making videos and streaming. And they said, you actually inspired me among the other SCP people. You inspired me to be a scientist. And I'm like, you went from grade school to being a scientist. Because I roleplayed a funny Dr. Man on the internet. In part, not fully. I guess I'm happier that you are not growing up to be fascists and other things like that. Please don't grow up to be fascist. Or be fascist while you're old now. Or not old now, but you know what I mean. Don't be fascist. Researcher Whitehead, thank you for sending another torch to today's Containment Hazard stream to light their way. And Arcelia Sauce, thank you for sending a bronze medal to today's chat. I'm sure they earned that bronze medal. So, let's find an anti-racist SCP that's not the exact racism we were trying to fight. Anti-racist SCPs that are not racist in themselves. Hope. Nope, that's not helping. I mean, there's a bunch of political ones outside of that, but I don't really see any more like super ACAB straightforward raging against the machine anomalies. So maybe I've run out of gas on that subject. Or at least run out of ones that I know and can easily find. I guess it's true. The SCP database is a lot more pro things than against things. It's pro good things and against bad things. But it's more being the good things pro, supportive of the LGBTQIA community, supportive of diversity, equity, and inclusion, versus being outright anti against the things. I need to know, is there an SCP that can invade people's dreams? I'm writing one with that exact power, and I'm sure there's someone who thought of it already. Ivy, I can think of at least 3 SCPs that invade dreams. SCP-3208 goes in your dreams. There's one of the earliest, more popular SCPs is SCP-990, codenamed the Dream Man. So 990 visits you in your dreams. 3208 comes in your dreams, and oh, of course, SCP-3883? Yes, codename 3883. SCP-3883, codename Dildos Have Dreams Too. SCP-3883 is a dildo. But if you sleep next to it, it invades your dreams. And it tries to scare you like a big Cthulhu because it's so dangerous. But when we had someone who wasn't afraid of it, because that person could lucid dream, it just admitted it was sad that it was a dildo, and so it tried to scare people to feel big and bad. And so now we let it have a D class to sleep near it once in a while, so it doesn't feel so bad. Please remember, the SCP Foundation is an adult fandom. You have to be 18 or older to join the database. for certain reasons. So yes, SCP-3883, codenamed Dildos Have Dreams Too, is the other one that invades your dreams. Have fun. Arcelia Sauce, thank you for sending a thumbs up today's chat, as well as some jewels. Or sorry, as well as a 100. I am certain they will enjoy keeping it 100. So good on you. Kim Jim Show, thank you for sending another couple hundos, so they keep it a hundo along the way. Goose Goose, thank you for sending an oh dear, which was near perfectly timed with the 3883 talk. So that worked out really well. Rebel Commander, thank you for donating again to say, right, SCP being bigot is anomaly counter other one. Right, SCP being bigot is anomaly counter another other one. Rebel Commander, I'm not exactly sure what you wrote there. Overall, please help when you can. Do you have any idea how hard it is to tell people not to talk about breeding SCPs while you are talking about SCP dildos? Listen, Desk, I can only do so much when this is the literal canon of the website that we frequent. Okay? We signed up for this. This is my first time being on a live video. Haven't been into the SCP stuff in a while. Well, Intern Rose, I hope you enjoy your stay with us. SCP is a vast universe of stories. I mean, there are already over 9,000, maybe 10,000 SCPs on the database, followed by how many tales there are on top of that. So there's a ton to go through. And, you know, it's a fan fiction site. Not all of it is perfect. Not all of it is actually great writing, but it is fun. And because of the little quality bar of the community vote, nothing is really terrible. It's just from, like, okay and up, which is fun. You find a lot of gems in there. Kim Jim, thank you for sending a makeup brush to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they will be fierce. I am certain my Containment Hazard Assessment team will slay. Did I hear you just talking about breeding SCPs, or was I going insane? No, you're not insane, Intern Pigeon. But we're not talking about that as a subject. It's just people get hot and bothered about the anomaly sometimes, and I have to chastise them that they are not allowed to fraternize with the anomalies. Desk, you said you yelled Ko-Fi. So is there a Ko-Fi I'm missing? Yes, in fact, there is a Ko-Fi. Thank you, Des, for alerting me. Rave Haven, thank you for sending in another donation to today's Ko-Fi to say, don't be fascist, I am a building. Great advice. Great advice. Don't be fascist, I am a building. Why do people want to date anomalies? Intern Todd, have you not seen the game Date Everything? These people will date anything. People are lonely these days. The internet is both connecting us and driving us apart. And it's making society worse and better. And loneliness is an epidemic because a lot of people aren't being taught the liberal arts. The arts of getting out there and talking and being good at talking and chit-chatting and being friendly and making friends, which are important things. And so, you need to get out there. You need to dance. You need to sing. You need to live. You need to live with the other people. We are community-focused animals. And I hope here at Site 42 I give you a little bit of that. A little bit of community to times when you're not out and about. Buddy, people wanted to date serial killers since their inception. We barely scratched the surface of dating hell. Oh, Charger. Not related to SCP, but BreadTuber ContraPoints has a great video about Twilight and the wanting of dangerous romances. Very interesting stuff. Applies to monster fuckers and things like that. trust that I keep an eye on such things so I can properly run my site when I know that the monster fuckers and the demon daters are the first people who want to sign up for duty. I see you, and I will stop you. Arcelia Sauce, thank you for donating a hundo plus a couple more hundos. I am sure the chat will keep it super hundo after that. Amber, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Thank you for making the effort to go through the Ko-Fi, which has much smaller fees on donations than YouTube Super Chat. We appreciate ya. Grab yourself some tacos on your way past the commissary. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be fascists. Hell to the yeah. Hell to the yeah. Arcelia Sauce, thank you for sending a couple clutches to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. You do know the SCP Foundation comes in clutch when it comes to securing, containing, and protecting. You should eat another Bible. Not on your life. Unless there's something I need to investigate inside the Jesus Land theme park, inside SCP-5991's stomach. But I can send other people for that. It's fine. I have a question. If you trap SCP-096 in the back rooms and look at... It's not at his face. It's its face. It's an anomaly. It is not a person. It is an object. We do not refer to anomalies as he or she. We use the pronoun its because they are objects, not people. Please practice proper pronoun parlance protocols at the Foundation. And if you looked at 096's face in the back rooms or if you were outside the back rooms, 096 was in, that would be the surest way to get it out of the back rooms. Because if it can sense where you are in space, that would, also give it a beeline to your location, which includes any no-clip exit zones of the back rooms. And while in the Kane Pixels backroom series, that person who clipped back out of the back rooms ended up high in the sky and fell down and died, 096 would not have that problem. Therefore, it falls down, it crashes, and then it comes and gets you. So yes, if 096 were in the back rooms and we could not contain it properly because of that, I would show a D-Class its picture. That way, we could get it recontained. Do, 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 do. SCPs cannot die. Very not true, Intern Todd. No. Decommissioning, neutralization, these things happen all the time. It depends on the anomaly. Some SCPs can die, some SCPs can't. It is a question of its destructibility. We usually have testing for that to see how fragile it is when it comes to containment. Oh, Charger. Charger with ahem. Here be dragons. You making the chat cry. I wasn't going to bring it up. Improper protocol. Now I've got a sad chat who can't type through the tears. Rebel Commander, thank you for donating again to clarify your previous statement, saying write an SCP where being a bigot is anomalous. Interesting. So, I can tell you that while it's not exactly what you're saying, we do have SCP-1171, codename Humans Go Home, which is an anomaly that is a racist alien from another dimension. So, we do have a bigot that is an anomaly. It's not exactly what you're saying, but, it's a step in that direction. Desk, the only reason I'm getting up to go get it, as you said, is because, obviously, there's some dander in my eyes and I need to wash my eyes out anyways. Dr. Chair, keep them entertained. But before I go, Arcelia Sauce, thank you for donating a bunch of hundos to the chat. I am certain that they will keep it one hundo while I am gone for a moment. The text is backwards, but you can see what it says. And if I were to reach inside, then you can clearly see the dragons. Desk put this together a while ago. It was 2 pink dragons in a row, but that was also a dragon. A different dragon. Dark pink, light pink. But this is eventually going to be an office decoration for the new set we're building. Arcelia Sauce, I think you sent more hundos when I was gone, so thank you for those. And Kim Jim Show, thank you for sending a bronze medal to today's staff. Dr. Sherman, we heard a kitty. Yes, that is Ancient Charlemagne who is milling around. Yes, indeed. So what would be harder to escape, SCP-3008 or No End House? I do not know what No End House is, so let me take a quick look. No End House from the Creepypasta Wiki. Okay, No End House. Got the name because no one has ever reached the final exit. Rules are pretty simple and cliche. So, guaranteed. The answer is, if it's true, no one has ever reached the end, then the answer is the No End House. Because you can get out of the SCP-3008, it's just very, very unlikely. Now, if this person escaped the No End House, and that's how they're telling their story, then that means that, yes, they did escape. So, in that case, I would still likely say, the question is how many people have escaped the No End House? In both cases, I would say it's probably equally hard until I had more information. Redfell Hawk, thank you for your 4 months as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Today is Dinosaur Man's birthday. Happy birth. Well, happy birthday to you, Dinosaur Man. If you are here on your birthday, the day of birth, then happy birthday to you. All right, this is a rare sighting. Be careful. Be careful. Rare sighting. No spooks. Oh, escape. That is Theo. Theo is very small, was found in an engine block, and had to be pulled out and cleaned of grease. Theo is very shy. Very rare to get a sighting. Consider yourself blessed this day. Theo sightings are rare. All right, Site 42, we are currently at the end of stream, but I got 20 more minutes in me. So let's call this our 24-minute warning. That'll take us to 2.5 hours. Dr. Sherman, may I use you in an SCP test log of my SCP? Intern Elliot, you may use Dr. Sherman as a character in your test logs. Go right ahead. The ACRF say they're better than the SCP Foundation. How do we deal with this before the O5 get involved? Well, intern 564, what is the ACRF? I am unfamiliar with that organization in the first place. Because I doubt you mean the American Center for Religious Freedom. I feel like that might not be who you're talking about. Alaska Center for Resource Families, Australian Cancer Research Foundation. I have no idea which of these ACRFs you are speaking of. The Anomaly Containment and Research Facility. Okay, well, it sounds like at least they got a good head on their shoulders for what they should be doing. I like containment. I like research. Although their name is ARCO. It is the Anomalous Research and Containment Organization. So, very different. So this is from, who are these people? Research Contain Organized, so it seems like they are just an offshoot of us, somewhat parodying. Who is this? What is this from? ARC, Anomalous Retrieval and Containment, is an organization which is dedicated to exploring mapping the alpha and lambda superstructures. Nope, that's not it either. I can't find any solid information on this group, so I'm going to say they are not cool enough to be even measured near us. The Foundation really just said, who? You are correct. I'm like looking at this different, looking for this different wiki and I'm finding nothing on them. Intern Tara, thank you for your first donation of today's stream. Go ahead and get yourself some horchata on your way past the commissary. Thoughts on Ambrose Restaurants, Dr. Sherman? Okay, listen. While it is the Foundation's duty to contain anomalies, to research them, to contain anomalies, I'd be lying if I said that I didn't enjoy my time on a mission to have a meeting with a person of interest at an Ambrose restaurant. Some of the foodstuffs they have, mwah, they really are, how the children say, cooking at those restaurants, which is literally what they do, but also metaphorically what they do. Just like the food is literally chopped, but it is not metaphorically chopped. It's good anomalous food. I still would like them contained in a general sense, but it's pretty good, I have to admit. You look gay. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Intern Generic. As an asexual person, I fit into the LGBTQIA spectrum barely when it comes to the word gay, but hey, at least I'm fashionable. Way better than a lot of people. Oh, wow. We made it into overtime before getting to bring that one up. Hey there, Intern Jared. Just a heads up. There is a chat rule in the rules of the chat that you can read that says we do not talk about Dr. Bright. Trigger warning for those who have a problem talking about Dr. Bright or hearing about it, but just for a minute. The Dr. Bright author was banned from the SCP community for some heinous grooming allegations. And the character was very wrapped up in those things, which is why it's so bad that we do not consider separating the art from the artists. We just threw the Bright out with the bathwater. And so, we do not talk about Dr. Bright here at Site 42. The SCP Wiki is literally voting this week on whether to delete every article that author has ever written. So, we'll see where we go with that. You might not have known this. I have a video on this channel called The Last Death of Dr. Jack Bright, if you want to look into the reasons why more in depth. And in the description of that video on this channel, there are links to friend of the channel Dr. Sumerian, who did a much more thorough deep down in several videos on the evidence at hand. So you're not in trouble, but don't mention that again. WD Gaster, thank you for sending a thumbs up to today's containment hazard assessment team. I am sure they will enjoy your spooky, ooky thumb symbolism. Getting greenlit is definitely a process, and I'm learning a lot on my way to get my first green light. Hey, congratulations on giving it a shot in the first place, Tiger Claws. And yes, greenlighting is hard at first because when you come into the SCP community from the outside, you never know exactly what the qualifications are for writing things. Once you get your rhythm making ideas and writing them, it becomes a whole of a lot easier. Which is why, once you have a successful SCP on the database, we don't assume you need to greenlight anymore. Although it is fun to collaborate with other authors and bounce ideas off them because they might be better just for having worked with someone else. Arcelia Sauce, thank you for sending a litany of 100s. A litany of 100s to today's containment hazard assessment team. I am sure with this urging, they will continue to keep it 100. Should I make an SCP add-on for Minecraft, and if so, which SCP should I do first? Also, can I add you to the add-on? Intern Helix, if there is a way to make it so that when you look at an entity in Minecraft, that they disappear and that they only exist when you are not looking at them, I highly recommend you work on SCP-5031. Good entity, and deserves some Minecraft representation. You are correct, Charger. We do have SCP-4335 is the Minecraft SCP? No, it's... What is the Minecraft SCP? Was I right? 4335? I was right. 4335. 4335 is the Minecraft SCP. Go me! Thoughts on the machination of Dr. Nowhere since one of his creations is being brought up. I intern Tara. I don't know what Dr. Nowhere is, nor do I know what creation you're speaking of. I'm going to need a lot more details to understand that question. Hey, guys, I got stuck in the Infinite Soup store. Well, that's what you get for trying to shop for clothes there. Bad choice, Gaster. Is Doctor Who an anomaly? Yes, Intern Todd. The Doctor is an anomaly. It is literally a time-traveling alien. Yes, it goes in the box as soon as we can find one that can hold it. You will be moved to a new SCP facility in at least 2 weeks. Intern Alex, I am the site director of Site 42. The odds of me being transferred are horrifically low. I doubt your prediction here. SCP-413, don't be racist, I am a building. Is that? Endless garage. It's a parking garage. It's endless. Endless. What does that have to do with racism, though? I was just making a joke because it's a sapient building. Oh, okay, I see. You had me thinking there for a minute. We had an interesting prospect in the death battle community. Every creepypasta versus every analog horror entity. Some were requesting for SCP and TH's creations to join the fight too. First of all, you saw nothing. Second of all, well, I mean, at the end of the day, the problem is SCP mogs, if only because there's so many more of them. I mean, yeah, a lot of them aren't really useful in combat, but there is still just so many more SCPs than any of the other kind of creepypasta or entities. So, it wouldn't go well for them. Also, Dr. Sherman. SCP-7083 is a Jesus, but not canon. Search it up. If it's not canon, what do you mean it's not canon, but it's a Jesus? If it's on the database, it's canon. Is it not Jesus? What do you mean? Well, I can't even read it because it has scrolling Star Wars stars disease. The page, the sidebar is scrolled up to the top, and I can't get to it. Look at it, it's just going away. It's just the garage door is leaving. Now what am I supposed to do here? Anybody who uses this this particular theming on your SCPs is my mortal enemy. I hate you, and I hope you are going to bump your shin on a coffee table. Because why? Why? Thank you, desk, for screen capping it so I can read the article. SCP-7083 is a spatial anomaly that was represented by an area approximately 21K in diameter in the shape of an octagon girded by a 5-meter-high chain-link fence, a singular gate. So it's a spatial anomaly. That is not Jesus. That is a spatial anomaly. Leave it to the Chaos Insurgency to not know how to read. Shocking. Desk, rather than sending me the whole article, just verify the Jesus-tude of this article or not. Speaking of Jesus, he makes an appearance at the end of SCP-5690 in the final collapsible. Rounderhouse confirmed in the discussion. Warning, Site 666 theme might be a problem on your device. So let's see if 5690 works, or if it does the same frickin' thing. Well, I can read this so far, but it does have an adult content splash warning for sexual themes and language, so be careful. But okay, the question is, which Jesus shows up to chat? So, which Jesus is it? It doesn't give enough information to know which Jesus it is. That could have been any of the 6 Jesus. I mean, it probably wouldn't have been Jim Davis, creator of Garfield Jesus, SCP-7966, because then it wouldn't be an unidentified individual. It would be Jim Davis, creator of Garfield Jesus. It probably would have been remarked upon if it was a walking loaf of bread. So that leaves Bread Jesus out of the running. 2 Jesuses out of the way. Vor Jesus would not talk. No Vor Jesus, that's 3. Milk Jesus, it was not remarked upon that Jesus was made of cheese, so no. Cockblock Jesus is in a coma, actually, in a hospital and can't move. So that only leaves, it was Uber driver Jesus, SCP-029-J. That is the only Jesus who could have been there. So, good to know. We figured it out by process of elimination. It was Uber driver Jesus at the end of SCP-5690. The only available option. Well, I guess we all learned something, huh? 6-minute warning, chat. 6-minute warning. Dr. Sherman, I request for 1 SCP document and pay for the 100 I gave and I kept it 100. I mean, you can look at the SCP database anytime you want to look at SCP documents. So, if anything, with over 10,000 SCPs, if you want access to all of them, you better give a whole lot more hundos, it seems like. I'm an anomaly yet to be discovered, lol. You'll never find me. You say on a device that is actively tracking your location? Not a great plan. Nope. See you soon. Did you dye your hair again? Even if no, it's still pretty. Well, thank you, intern Lumi. I dyed my hair approximately a week and a half ago, I believe it is. So it is fairly recent. Intern Tara, thank you for donating again to say. Dr. Nowhere is responsible for the boiled one, Fen228, and Philbus, the Cognitohazard, responsible for the chair-eating cult in the comments. Oh, I see. Strange, strange, strange. Dr. Nowhere Online, 19-year-old content creator, focused on horror genre. Entities such as Fen228 and The Locust have similarities to the artwork of renowned horror artist Trevor Henderson. That's at least what the wiki says. Okay. I don't remember what I was asked about Dr. Nowhere earlier on, but good for them for making art. Love that. Wait a minute. I just got a tweet from the SCP Wiki social media team actively. Let's see what they are up to. The SCP Wiki is a tweetin'. Hello, SCP fans. As part of our mission to promote the work of our talented authors, we'd like to ask you for your recommendations. Your objectives. Reply with your favorite SCP rated at plus 300 or lower. We'll be selecting a few of your picks to promote over the next 2 weeks. So if you are an SCP Twitter user, now let's see if I can see if that is available on other platforms. Are they sharing this on the Bisky? SCPwiki.com. They only posted it on Twitter, not Blue Sky. Interesting. The different platforms are run by different people / teams, so sometimes they don't all go out at the exact same time, or they don't. They only do some things on certain platforms and not others. But yes, at least if you're on SCP Twitter, go give them some recommendations, and maybe you will get some more promo for your favorite underrated SCPs. We are at the end of stream. You are correct, Intern Tumbari. The end is near. The end is near. This is your last minute to ask questions. Literally the last 1 minute and 3 seconds. So get them in quick, people. Daboy. Intern Daboy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Get yourself some, get yourself a quesadilla on your way past the commissary. Update, the SCP likes Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Well, many people do enjoy Cinnamon Toast Crunch. So, besides SCP and Trevor Henderson creatures being left out of the fight, who would win? Creepypasta versus analog horror. So what we're dealing with is analog horror is a younger fandom, meaning less anomalies. Creepypasta is a lot older and has a lot more of a back catalog. Furthermore, though, creepypastas thrive on lower level threats. I mean, they go up to Slender Man, which is a cosmic horror, but it still, like, keeps local. Versus analog horror, which has a lot of, okay, the moon is trying to destroy the planet. So, I think analog horror would win just because they go for scale. Most of the creepypastas are low level, but, they're usually attacking 1 or 2 people at a time. But analog horror is always world-ending stuff, so I would actually buck the trend and bet on analog horror to win the fight. Alright, Site 42 staff, we have made it to the end of stream. And as I do at the end of every stream, I tell you guys my favorite SCPs. Of course, I'm not going to tell you that my favorite SCPs are the ones I personally wrote. That would be cheating. But if you want to read the SCPs I wrote, you can go to the Sherm's author page in Site 42 Hub on the SCP database. There you can read the SCPs that I personally wrote, as well as contributed voice lines to. And whilst you are checking out my author page, you can check out one tab over from there, a list of links. Links that people are often very curious to find, but they just don't look hard enough. Woof! Man, if only they were more determined, and they went out to find those links, they would be so much happier. But you guys, Mobile Task Force Side 42, codenamed the Signal Boosters, you would easily find those links. I believe in this. And while you're there, you can become a Patreon patron or YouTube channel member to donate to us monthly. You can do Ko-Fis or YouTube Super Chats to donate to us one at a time. You could also buy some Site 42 merch, such as the Reservoir Docs t-shirt or the Foundation Fitness Initiative t-shirt, both at the scpstore.org. Links are available in our support link, beacons.ai/site42. If you are able to support the channel monetarily, we appreciate your direct donations greatly. They are the quickest way to keep the lights on for us here at Site 42, so we appreciate your service. And if you cannot afford to donate monetarily because you're one of the broke gang, then trust me, we get it. We are an arts community. We have starving artists. We know the trope. But as long as you are a member of Mobile Task Force Sci 42, codename the Signal Boosters, by liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, chatting, not just for us, but for the SCP projects we support. The SCP authors and the artists, the animators, game devs, filmmakers, merch makers, podcast makers, etc. When you are helping us to build awareness of this team, you are an honored and valued member of Mobile Task Force Sci 42, codename the Signal Boosters, and that is a two-pronged way, the money and the engagement, to bring us bigger SCP films, bigger SCP games. So thank you for your service, Mobile Task Force Sci 42, codename the Signal Boosters. Now, without further ado, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Content warning on that last one, it is a bit of a rough read. Speed around. 3999-3043-008-J, Spooky-J, 5031, 5175, 5320, 8980. Content warning, the last one is a rough read. Site 42 staff, this has been Dr. Theron Sherman, and this has been another Dr. Sherman's Office Hours, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you in the next video or stream. When autumn comes, it doesn't ask. It just walks in where it left you last. You never know where it starts until there's fog inside the glass around your summer heart. 'Cause something's missing, and I don't know how to fix it. Something's missing, and I don't know what it is. No, I don't know what it is at all. Site 42 staff, I hope you had fun, and I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect.